What is up, YouTube? My name is Justin Ortiz, for those of you who don't know me, and this is my story. So, I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I was born in New York, but I grew up in Orlando, Florida. Pine Hills, the 407. I went to Meadowbrook Middle School, went to Ridgewood Elementary, I went to Edgewater High School. Um, all throughout this, I've always known God. I've been in a good relationship with God since I was a child. Shout out Diana. Diana would drag me to church and drag me home after school, and she taught me how to read and write. She was the children's ministry director at my church. Anyways, um, all throughout this, like I said, I've always known God, and so God was talking to me in middle school. And in middle school, I got clear confirmation that like I wasn't gonna go to college. I was not gonna take a stereotypical route. Um, yeah, so that's when I kind of stopped caring about school. I kind of stopped caring about school at the level that I did. I used to get A's and B's, and then like seventh grade, like started getting C's, D's. I just started passing, bro. I kind of stopped caring, and I just started locking in on different things. I started trying like just different stuff. I got real artistic. I used to do like phone art, the little cartoons that were trending back then. Um, I was really into music. I was in a band my entire life. Um, and then throughout high school, again, tried a whole bunch of different things. I was like ripping jeans for money. What else was I doing? I had got into photography. Me and my friend started a photography business. Shout out Prime Project. Shout out Stanley, Marks, and Leroy. It was four of us. And yeah, I was doing some contract work with Leroy back in middle school, believe it or not. Um, there's a lot of things that I did, bro. I did some landscaping sometime, and I even did that again later in my journey. But I ended up stumbling across barbering, right? How I did that was through my best friend JJ, right, Jedrick. So he was like watching like 360 Jeezy videos and all that type of stuff, and he was thinking about being a barber while he was in college, um, and so he got me to like start watching the video. He's very like if he's watching something, he wants you to watch it too. Like he'll put it in your face and be like, "Bro, you gotta watch this." Um, yeah, that's JJ. Anyways, so he got me watching these YouTube videos, and I was like, "Oh, okay, they're cool, they're cool." He's like, "Yeah, even if you don't want to cut hair, like they're pretty like cool, like ASMR before ASMR was actually like a thing. Like they're just cool to watch. They're pretty pleasing and stuff like that." So I was like, "Okay, cool." I got into them. I started watching them, and I was like, "Okay, this stuff is kind of cool." And then I started researching like how much the average barber makes. And I was like, oh, "Okay, the average barber makes more than my teacher." You know what I mean? And so I was like, "Okay, cool. Like that's cool. That's cool." And then I was like, "What do like above average barbers make?" And so I started looking up like the YouTube barbers like networks. So like back then I would think I was on 360 Jeezy, Chris Basio, Chuka, the Rich Barber, um, and a couple other like OG cats in the game. Not too many people were on YouTube back then, I'd say. And Vic Blends, stumbled across Vic. Vic was there. Joel. Um, there was a couple of hitters. Taylor Cuts, A Rod. Some of them were on there, some of them were not on YouTube per se. Anyways, I started stumbling across them, and I was like, oh, okay, now they charging different prices. They're definitely like clocking in some higher money. And so I just again looked it up, like how much do how much do barbers average in Hollywood, or how much do barbers, in these premium places per se. And I'm seeing easy like over like 100,000, 150K, and I'm like, oh, so there's real money to be made within this industry. Um, and yeah, I full sent it. I saved up about like $250 while I was in high school. And one random day, I didn't even tell my mom I was thinking about this. We woke up. It was like a Saturday or a Sunday. And I was like, "Hey, mom, can you take me to the hair store?" And she was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I'm gonna start cutting hair." She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." It wasn't too far fetched for her. I used to play with her hair a lot as a kid. Like I used to braid her hair, and she actually used to want to do hair when she was a child. So she heard and she was totally for it. She was like, "All right, cool." It was just news to her, like it was new. And so we went ahead. We drove to the hair store. I got a pair of seniors, and I got a pair of T outliners, some cool care, some brushes, some combs, the guards, all the essentials, nothing major. Went home and I botched myself. It wasn't terrible. I sent a photo to all my friends, and they were like, "Oh, it's not terrible." Like I didn't push myself back. It wasn't a good cut, but it wasn't bad either. And then that same night, we were all gonna hang out anyways at JJ's house. And so I was like, "Hey, like free lineups on me?" Question mark. And they were all like, yeah, like, let's do it. Like, it's cool. And I was like, all right, bet. So I brought my clippers over to his house and I cut everybody in the bathroom. It's probably like 8 people I lined up. And then my boy Twan, shout out Twan, bro, major like arc development within my story. We were in the bathroom. I gave him the lineup and he's used to like a full fade and stuff like that. So he's looking in the mirror and he's like, nah, bro, just give me the fade. And I'm like, bro, I only faded myself. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he was like, bro, it's cool, bro. Like, it's not that bad on you. Like, I don't think you're going to do that bad on me. I was like, all right, bet. So I went ahead and I did my first haircut in my homeboy's bathroom. And that was a whole thing, bro. Like, it was a cool experience for me. And then I was like, yeah, like, I can do this. And it was at that point that I just, like, locked in. Like, I locked in. And I decided that I was going to do this. So I started getting more equipment. I kept cutting my friends for absolutely free for some time. Like, I was cutting them for, like, absolutely free. And then once I got decent and I got some more equipment, I was operating outside or inside of my mom's house. So in the living room, in like a old computer chair, and a mirror that we had around the wall anyway. Like, you know, like an accessory mirror, like a mirror that just slaps on the wall as like an accent mirror. Yeah, I was just using an accent mirror that was already kind of there. And bro, that's where I started. So I started charging $10 for haircuts and $15 for hair and beard. And I had like locked in, bro. Like, I had wrote everything that I was going to do down. I was like 15, 16 at this time. I told myself, like, this is what I had written down. I wrote down that I was going to continue cutting hair and that by the time I graduate high school, after I graduate high school, I was going to go to barber school. After I go to barber school, I was going to hop from barbershop to barbershop to get as much experience as possible. And then I said, I'm going to open up a barbershop by the time I'm 25, and I'm going to be making six figures by the time I'm 25. That was the game plan, right? But like I said, I started cutting for 10, 15 from the mom's crib, and then I ended up moving to like her back porch. So I was literally like, I hopped off the porch for real, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I was literally cutting off the back porch, fam, and I was hustling. Like, I was going from Edgewater, so from school, I had band practice, and there was a time period where I had to go to alternative school to get my grades up, because again, school was not my priority anymore. And so I was going like, bro, and that was like 30 minutes away. So that school was 30 minutes away, and it was like a 20-minute drive to Edgewater for band practice, and then back to my house. Like, I was cutting, and so I was going throughout these three things. I was heavily involved in my church at this time too, which was like another 20 minutes away. So I'm like driving crazy every day now that I'm like reflecting. I'm like 30 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here. Like, I'm driving like a whole lot at this time. Yeah, and then I eventually got back to Edgewater. And, bro, I was skipping class. Like, once I got back to Edgewater, I only had 4 periods. I only had 4 periods anyways, and I only needed my first 2 to actually pass. And so I would go to my first 2 periods. I would jet to, like, my house, and I was cutting hair from the crib until I was, like, 17. This was junior year. I got a phone call or a DM from a guy who owned a barbershop out in Ocoee. And so I went to Ocoee, and I started cutting hair out in this barbershop. Pretty cool. Transformed my experience in general. He kind of hooked me up a little bit and got my foot in through the door with license help. And I ended up graduating. And a month after I graduated high school, I was lucky enough, or blessed enough, I should say, I don't believe in luck, to get my barber's license. So I was 18, fresh out of high school, barber's license. I was already illegally working in a barbershop because he let me work there when I was 17 without a license. He didn't care. And yeah, I met some dope ass people in this barbershop. Some real cool people, bro. I'm still cool with them to this day. And anyways, I was in between the owner and my boy Tyson. Man, and these two people, bro, I milked. Like, I literally sat there. I was there every day, bro, like at like 12, 1 p.m. Like, I'd go to the first 2 periods, and then I'd jet to the barbershop, bro, all senior year. And I just studied these people. I was at Tyson's hip. I was looking over his shoulder. I was at Stick's hip. I was looking over his shoulder. They had some other barbers in there, but there were some old school ones. Shout out Nigel. Shout out Nas. There were some old school cats, but excuse me. The owner wasn't all that old, but he wasn't all that young either. He was like early 30s, I would say, when I first started working over there. But Tyson was like, when I first met Tyson, bro, like 20, 21. He was young, bro. He was young. And he could cut. Tyson could cut. And so I'm studying him, dude. Like I'm like sitting there over his hip, looking at everything he does. And he taught me a lot. Shout out Tyson. He's like a brother to me now. But yeah, while I was at a Koei, I ended up scaling up my prices from from once I got there, I instantly jumped up to from 10 to 15 from the crib. I jumped up to 20, 25 at the barbershop. So that was when I was 17. By the time I was 19, I want to say I was at like 30, 35, but I had like a bunch of different packages. I had 30 for haircuts, 35 for hair and beard, and then 40 for hair and beard, a hot towel. I had like this like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and then VIP. I had a plethora of services. My VIP service was full hair wash, facial, gold mask, steamer, 3-step like face wash, 2 hot towels. It was a lot. Probably like an hour and 30 minute service, and that was $100. And yeah, during that season when I was 19, I had like peaked out, bro. Like this is after I graduated high school, and I full sent it. I was also trying to prove some people wrong because I had a lot of people who was like talking down on me, and I literally had a notebook so I can slap in somebody's face. This was very like external. This was very like people pleasing, honestly. Like I was trying to prove them wrong, and that had nothing to do with me. Like I had dreams, but then like my dreams turned into proving people wrong, which is it's just so like stupid. If you ever feel that way, just know it's stupid. Like stop operating out of that way and start like just doing what you wanted to do from the beginning. Anyways, so yeah, I start going crazy, dude. And I say crazy, I mean crazy. This is right before 2020. So this is right before the world got a little crazy. I was 19 years old. And no, this was during 2020. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and then this was during yeah. This is during 2020. 18, I was going crazy too, but then lockdown happened in 2020, and I was going crazy. I was going crazy because all I knew was like grind at this point, and all I wanted was like maximum success for myself and for the people around me, and I wanted to be like this provider and this image for the people around me, and I also wanted to prove some people wrong, and so like I was going crazy, bro. Like I remember writing like the same things over and over again in a notebook. I remember walking back and forth from my room for like an hour straight. I was like itching, it was scary. It was a whole moment, and I was removed from church and removed from like people. And this was honestly the time where I got really close to God. I started questioning a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie, I did go through some doubts, but I started studying other religions and started diving deep into like what I believe in for sure. And I realized that my church, God bless my church, solid foundation. Bible preaching church. However, it's just like very water, very milk. There's no meat that at least that I can receive from the church, and that's not a problem. You know, people need that. However, it just wasn't clicking for me. God was knocking on my door to get deeper with Him since I was like in middle school, and I wasn't helped. Me and a lot of my friends were not assisted in that because of our age, which was very embarrassing to the people who were over us over there. However, yeah, I started going crazy, bro. I couldn't do what I love to do. And so once the world opened back up, bro, I went Usain Bolt. I went running. I was at the barbershop 7 a.m. till whenever. When I mean whenever, I literally remember leaving the shop at 1, 2 a.m. sometimes. That is not a lie. I was there 7 a.m. till whenever. I was taking my clients, I was taking walk-ins, and I was taking people like, bro, and it's crazy now that I'm thinking about it. People would literally be knocking at the door 10, 11 at night. Like if they see the lights are on, they're trying to get a haircut. And this blew my mind back in the day because I'm like, what? But I had a problem. I didn't know how to say no. And Tyson helped me out with that. Shout out Tyson, bro. He put me in check about that. He was like, fam, like you got to start like, you gotta know how to say no, fam. Like you gonna burn out, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. And so I worked on it, but I still I was just hungry, fam. Like I wanted them, I did the whole math on how to make 6 figures in a year, and it was $275, and I was like, this cake. I can make $275 in a day. That's cake. That's easy. I was like, that's easy work, fam. $30 a haircut, $35 a haircut. You do the math. Like I was like, fam, that's easy. I can do that. Like I was really locked in. And while I was 19, fam, I started clocking in $8,000 to $10,000 months. Back to back. 19. Did I say 18? I think I said 18. I meant 19. When I was 19, bro, $8,000 to $10,000 months, back to back. But I was slaving. Like I said, 7 a.m. till whenever. 7 days a week. I was I was waking up early, falling asleep late, probably running off anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. I wasn't eating correctly. McDonald's in the morning, McDonald's in the middle of the day, McDonald's at night. I did not have a workout schedule. Everything was work, 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 work. I did not have work-life balance. I didn't hang out with friends. I didn't hang out with family. I just locked in, bro. And at this time, I did feel really good about myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is a really like liberating moment for me. I was in a relationship before I had went to that lock-in moment, and I had broke up with her, and this assisted my lock-in moment. Because it was like I was also locked in while I was like going through like a healing process, not just with her, but just like in my previous relationships in general. That's a whole different story. However, yeah, bro. Fast forward about a year later, 2021. I had, well, in between that, yeah, fall back a little bit before 2021. So in between that, I actually started a whole other business. I dropped about $5,000 to $10,000 on a truck, some lawn care equipment, some cards, some T-shirts. I bought a lot of crap, and I started a business with my boys, and it fumbled, it flopped. I don't have to talk about that. That was just kind of like me trying to be a boss and do a lot of things at the same time, and I was not able to delegate properly. There was a lot of things that I failed at in that area. Yeah, and it flopped, and it was just because of me, because of my inability to lead properly. Because I'm milked at the barbershop, like I'm literally sitting there, like I said, 7 to whenever. Yeah, bro, and I was literally like, bro, I had back when I was 19, I hit my first like $900 day. It was a back to school day. I was $980. I was right here from a $1,000 day. I was so mad, but like I call it a $1,000 day because it might as well have been. But I really said like 900, you know. Yeah, it was $980, but yeah, bro. So I did that, and then again, it fumbled. Fast forward 2021, bro, I got burnt out. I literally got burnt out. When I say burnt out, I mean like cooked. I could not stand on my feet for more than an hour. I've had dislocation problems since I was 16 with my right shoulder. I dislocated my left one once. So I already have like nerve damage and a whole bunch of other stuff. But bro, like this type of pain that I was feeling, I had never felt in my life before. And what I was 20 at the time. Sciatica, lower back pain. I'm pretty sure I have like bulge disc. I haven't gotten it checked out because God told me He's gonna fix it. But yeah, I was jacked up, bro. I couldn't stand on my feet for more than an hour. I was crying every night when I went home. When I say crying, I'm like bawling. It was like happy kind of tears, but also like weight kind of tears. Like I felt the weight of everything around me, and it felt like a surreal moment too when I was doing all that, because like I didn't even know I was doing something different. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, which was like get on your feet and just freaking work after high school. Like I've seen both of my parents work my entire life. And I just thought that that's what I was supposed to do. And then when people were like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so cool, like you're doing something, da 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 da, like this is cool." Like for me, I didn't even know I was like doing something crazy. I was genuinely just like in love with what I was doing. Again, I was operating out of proving certain people wrong. I'm not gonna lie, but that wasn't even like the pivot of like everything. Like I just genuinely had big goals, and God revealed to me that I can achieve them. I hit the ground running. Da 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 da. Like I said, I burnt out around like 20 years old. Before I had burnt out too, I was going back and forth to Atlanta. That's pretty fire. Side story. I was in a studio of like, bro, Lil Durk was in the studio. King Von was in the studio. Pooh Shiesty was in the studio. Zaytoven was in the studio. Moneybagg Yo was in the studio. There's a lot of people in the studio, and I was cutting in the studio. And I don't have any proof of this. I have a little bit of proof of it, but like I wasn't taking pictures with any of the celebrities or like any high profile people that I was cutting, because like I wasn't trying to be a fan. And I failed in that department. I should have took photos of that entire experience, and it probably would have boosted me up a little bit. But I wasn't trying to like eat off of their face. I was really just trying to get locked into the place. Like I was trying to get my face clean, so I can stay around and eat off of them, to be honest. And build a community with all these people in there. Anyways, yeah, burnt out, 20, and I took a whole month off of work. And that hurt me. Hurt my pride, hurt my ego. It ate me. It was like a lockdown all over again. I was going crazy. But God revealed to me that I needed to focus a bit more on myself. I need to learn how to self love. I never finished my healing process back when. I first started it. I had jumped into another relationship in 2021 too, and so I probably didn't allow myself to fully heal before I got into this relationship. And I'm still in this relationship, but I know for a fact I didn't let myself fully heal before I got into this relationship. Um, and so, yeah, I took a month off, fasted, prayed, went to the gym every day. Let me make sure this is still recording. Yeah, we're good. Fasted, went to the gym every day, prayed every day, and yeah, month straight. Literally no contact with people. I fasted off of social media. I just poured into myself. I got back to work, completely changed my hours. I was only working 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. And that was hard for me too, because that means less clients, that means less money. Um, and it was just knocking on me. It was really like humbling. It was really humbling. And so, yeah, I had to completely restart. Not like my business, like I still had clients and all that. I lost probably like 20 to 25% of my book, um, because I was a month off. And like in the barber world, that's a lot. You know, you have like some weekly clients or you have bi-weekly clients. And as much as people ain't loyal, if you're a barber, you know that people ain't loyal for crap. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever works best for them. I'm not mad at it. But like people swear they loyal and they not. But like I know that. Um, yeah, I had to completely like get myself right, bro. And so I got back. I changed my hours, like I said. I focused on myself a lot more. And since then, it's been a fight. It's been a battle to slowly but surely scale my prices so I can eventually make the same amount of money I was making back then while still working less hours. So I can still prioritize myself. Um, because, you know, like little things, bro. I want to be around for whenever I decide to have kids. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to throw a football. I want to be able to do all that. And so the fact that I was facing immense body pains and also almost surgery for my shoulder. They actually, I went through the whole process, but I heard God told me, no, you're built for this. Like, I'll heal you. And I still haven't received that blessing yet, but I know I will. Um, I know I will. And so, and so, yeah, um, I've been rebuilding, and God is still good. He's blessed me so much. We ended up all the barbers in the shop in Ocoee ended up moving to a shop in Edgewater. Shout out Yo Yo. The shop in Ocoee. This is why I'm not saying the owner's name. The owners ended up like getting into it, and it became very like sloppy. They didn't know how to. They did not know how to regulate like their feelings towards each other and business towards the shop. This is what happens when you live downtown. But anyways, yeah, I got real sloppy, and we got tired of it, and so we all surprisingly, thank God, we moved like a unit, bro. We all slid. We all went to the same shop together over on Edgewater. And that was like a movie. Like one day, one person was like, "I'm gonna go check it out," and then we all slid. Like we were all like, "Yeah, it's the move." Um, really cool stuff from those guys. I was still able to grow with them at the new location, so really cool stuff. That was like a whole movie. Um, anyways, I was over there for like 2 years. Scaled my prices from 35 all the way to 55, 65. Um, oh yeah, when I got back into the shop too, I removed all my packages. It was just haircut, and beard. Back when I was like 20, 21. And it's been like that since. I'm thinking about adding a VIP package again soon, but I also just kind of want to make my haircuts all VIP packages anyway. So, um, yeah. And so, bro, like when I got back, I was probably making like from like that month break off that I'm hopping around a lot. I hope you guys are keeping up with me. But once I got back from that break, um, during like when I had to slow down, um, I went from again making 8 to 10K months to like 4K months, even sometimes three, even sometimes 3K months. And I've slowly but surely scaled my way back up to now, which is where I'm at. My beautiful high-rise apartment in Orlando, Florida. Um, And yeah, I'm making about 6K a month right now. That's been the number, 6K. That's me being completely transparent with you guys. I want you guys to be here for the journey. And I want to be as transparent and as much as me that I can be to you guys. Um, yeah, I'm at 6K, 6K a month. Um, and right now I'm on my journey back to 10K. But my mindset is totally different. I'm LLC'd up. I've been LLC'd up since I was 19, but I wasn't properly using it. Um, in this time of um, reestablishing, I've been able to build my personal credit to roughly $30,000 in available credit, and I currently have business credit of about 10,000. So, 23 years old now, and I have about $40,000 in available credit. I am in some debt because of my move and um, because of me taking risk lately. So, good debt because it's risk. Um, Higher risk, higher reward. Um, and yeah, this is where I'm at, man. I am in year 7 and some change, so going on year 8 of cutting hair. I do want to retire by year 10. Um, and I'm thinking about the digital sales space. And you guys are going to watch what happens in the next few years because there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be a millionaire by 25. I'm 23 years old. Um, and this is going to happen. Um, it's pretty cool stuff that's going on. I just started a Bible study. God is good. Um, and yeah, so this is my journey back to 10K and then to 20K. Shout out Joel. And then switching gears from barber image consultant to digital sales, some form of digital sales. Whether that's an ebook, a coaching program, ebooks, coaching programs, um, um, some form of digital sales so that I can get my time back and not have to work hour to hour on my feet anymore. Um, yeah, man, all in all, God has been great throughout this entire process. There's definitely a whole bunch of stuff in between all that that you guys will get to know about from like side stories and side quests and stuff like that. But that's like an overall overview of who I am currently in the barber space. There's a lot more of me in between all of that. But yeah, this is my journey to 10K, then 20K, and then retirement, and then my journey to um, influencing the world and showing the world that God is good. I want the world to see God in everything I do. And when I achieve the things that I know I will achieve, because I'm just remembering who I am, I don't have to become anything. The things I was destined for. You guys will see God in all of that. It would not be me. Yeah. I love you guys. Subscribe if you want to. Don't subscribe if you don't want to. It's up to you. I don't force you to do anything. I love you guys. Peace.